Pourcel is one fast Frenchman. Christophe Pourcel wins and is welcome back to Supercross Lites competition here in the States. Christophe Pourcel 2 for 2 as he takes the checkered flag here in Atlanta. The French love their wine, architecture, and Supercross. And France has produced some of the greatest foreign-born lights riders. The country gave us two-time lights champion Mikhail Pichon, who won back-to-back titles in the mid-90s. Stefan Ricotta was the last Frenchman to win the title, earning the Lites East championship in 2000. And now, Christophe Pourcel, with 4 career wins and a healthy points lead, looks to be next in a line of great French imports. Monster Energy Supercross returns to New Orleans. Round 5 of Supercross Lites East Coast starts right now. Bourbon Street in New Orleans, that's been the rockin' spot earlier this weekend. But Supercross is in town, and the Superdome is where you want to be now, because now is the time for Monster Energy, AMA Supercross, and FIM World Championship. And the Supercross Lites are back in the Big Easy. Round 5 of 8 getting set to get underway here on Speed. Hi everybody, welcome to New Orleans. We're ready to have a big night of racing here inside the Superdome. Ralph Sheen, Jeff Emig, our only Supercross Series champ on staff with you. And you know, so far this season on the East Coast Series, if you're not riding a Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, you're probably not on the top step of the podium. Jeff, do you think anybody can beat Stroupe or Pourcel?
Well, I think Christophe Pourcel is the rider here who really has been the cream of the crop. I mean, he's been silky smooth, fast, talented, really winning these races with ease. Only the one race where Austin Stroupe, his teammate, got ahead of him off the start. Yeah. You know, he was second in that one, but I do think that Austin Stroupe, Nico, Izzi, Martin Davalos, I think they have something to prove. And the reason I point those out is because now Pourcel has such a huge points lead that it's not necessary for him to win the champion, or to win races to win the championship. Maybe it opens the door for them, but I'm telling you, Pourcel has been on the gas.
Well, before we get the first race of the night underway, let's head downstairs for Progressive pre-race report. Here's Aaron Bates.
The season started off on the wrong foot for the number 43 of Rock Tickle at Anaheim 1 when he had a horrific crash during practice. He didn't even make it into the night program. When he crashed, he broke his jaw in 3 places, ended up having surgery on it, had his jaw wired shut for 3 weeks, and got an infection. Well, he made a return last weekend in Daytona with flying colors. He went from last place all the way up with an 8th place finish. He said it was an outstanding building block to start with, but he expects even better results tonight.
All right, Aaron, thanks. Let's go ahead and show you the 4-1-1 of what we've got going on tonight. Our usual plan of 2 heat races, taking 9 straight to the main, and the last 2 riders for the main coming out of the last chance qualifier. Getting ready to get underway with the first heat race of the night, and Nico Izzi is going to be in this one.
Nico Izzi has been fast. He was extremely comfortable at the beginning of practice here. I'm telling you, there's some Rockstar fans right there. They're wanting to see Nico Izzi out front in this heat race.
Well, it has been since 2002 since Supercross has been to New Orleans, and here we go. Davalos.
Little pile up in that second turn. Davalos out front.
Martin Davalos.
Oh, it's
down
Izzi.
They go, and Izzi gets into him. Oh, what a major turn of events for those two.
Oh, and he's back
2
down
riders,
again.
Jeff, that you were talking about just moments ago, who maybe had a chance of stopping the Pro Circuit freight train, and now they're looking at a shot through the LCQ.
Yeah, that hands the lead over to Wharton.
And Blake Wharton, he has been so impressive so far this year. This young rookie has really been on fire.
And take a look at this replay here, Ralph. This is exactly how you do not want to start the night out. Izzi comes in really aggressive. Davalos actually cuts down. Okay. Izzi goes to the inside. Davalos goes to cut down. They both come together. You know, Izzi really had to know that Davalos was going to cut down like that. He was not going to ride the high line. Way too aggressive to start the night out. Unfortunately, both riders at the back of the pack, they're going to struggle to qualify.
So Blake Wharton. Wow, what a great opportunity for this young rider. Great experience to get out in front and leading a heat race in his rookie season. And this sets him up beautifully for the main event. And of course, you see the names scrolled across the top of your screen in green. Those are the riders that hold those top 9 transfer positions with guaranteed tickets to the main event.
And I tell you, with Wharton out front there, gaining some valuable experience, learning how to lead these races, deal with the pressure and the nerves involved. Week after week, we see Darren Durham here really putting together some good starts, some great finishes. This is a major confidence booster and great experience for Durham also.
There's the 198 machine, Jacob Saylor. Saylor runs in 3rd. Saylor on that MDK Motorsports Yamaha.
And you see right just behind him, the 412. That's Kilbarger. He's putting in some good starts once again the last couple weeks. We've been talking about him. If you're making our screen and we're talking about you, that means you're doing something good because you're running up front. Certainly has been improving week after week. And as being a lights rider, that's what you want to do. You know, you're a young guy. Oh, here's Davalos.
That's for a transfer spot, Jeff, if he can get up there. That's the 831 is Smith. And he is right on him. So Martin has made up a lot of ground pretty quickly.
He's closer to
there
the inside. Whoa, that was close.
Yeah, he charged through there. That's actually going to be for 10th now, according to timing and scoring. It changed on us. So he's going to have to get one more spot, and it looks like it's going to be Lickle he's going to have to go over, who ran very well. And Lemoyne coming with him on the 41.
Yeah, check out Matt Lemoyne, who's really been on the gas lately. You have to remember it was Indianapolis where these two riders were battling on the final lap for the final podium position. Davalos grabs it. Lemoyne ended up going down, but Lemoyne on the Star Racing Yamaha putting in a great ride here from the back of the pack.
So Davalos now, things still changing around in our timing and scoring as Lickle has gotten around another rider or so. Davalos has now earned the transfer spot. Izzi back in about 14th according to timing and scoring right now.
Well, Lemoyne took a little look to the inside. But that's Jonan just in front of Lemoyne here.
Here comes Lemoyne turning back to the inside. That's going to be maybe the move he needs. Yes, that'll get the spot and the transfer. So he's in as well.
So
now
now
the big one who's out is Izzi.
Izzi is way down, running 16th right now. Uh-oh. Oh, 2 riders are down.
And what, is that Lemoyne?
It was Davalos. Lemoyne came through and hit him.
Yep, that's Lemoyne right there on the 41, and Davalos as well.
And there goes Izzi.
What an unbelievable heat race for Martin. And he is not getting up quick for sure.
Yeah, that was off of the Dragon's back. You come up over this. We'll take a look at the replay here. Watch.
Whoa.
Not sure what he did, but then you see, as Lemoyne came over, here you go. See, Davalos is down. Lemoyne has no place to go. Runs right over Davalos' leg, and then he goes over the bars. Wow. What an eventful first heat race here in the Superdome.
What a tough break for Martin.
And
Jeff, he came flying out of the gate. Looked like he was going to be so strong. Meanwhile, Wharton, final lap. He's going to go on here if he can hang on for the checkers to win the heat. He does. Blake Wharton wins the heat here in the Superdome.
Durham finally comes by. Then Saylor, Kilbarger.
Remember the top 9 all transfer. And we'll see if Izzi can sneak in or if he's going to end up going on to that last chance qualifier.
What a confidence boost it is for all of these riders on our screen here. That's our top 5. They put in solid rides. The track tonight, a very difficult track. It was hard to get a rhythm.
Well, so heat 1 is complete, and Blake Wharton's got a heat win. We'll be back to talk to him. Everybody had fun down in Bourbon Street earlier in the weekend, and that is where everybody really wants to be tonight, right there in the top step of the podium. And here's the results from heat number 1. Everybody down to Daniel Blair going straight on, and you can see Nico Izzi is going to have to go to the LCQ. But Aaron, you got a first-time heat race winner with you.
That's right. Blake Wharton putting in a very, very solid heat race run. Blake, you yourself said earlier this season that you're really struggling with your starts. It seems as though you're really improving on your starts and paying more attention to fine detail.
Yeah, that start, I had a good gate, and I got to the first turn like third or fourth. And Nico and Martin made a mistake, and I went to the lead and just rode a smart race.
Congratulations on your first heat race win.
Well, the Asterisk Medical crew taking Martin off. He's able to at least wave to the fans. We'll see how he's doing, if he can make it back to the last chance qualifying.
Yeah, he's going to have to make it through that LCQ. That's going to be his only choice now.
Well, we're getting ready for heat number 2.
Stacked heat number 2.
Yeah, and this is where we see the Monster Energy Pro Circuit guys, Pourcel and Stroupe, both in this one. There's Christophe, and a good look at what he sees as he sits next to the doghouse and takes a look down the straightaway towards turn number 1. As our Honda starting lineup goes across top of your screen.
And I'm telling you, Christophe Pourcel, he started out today in qualifying practice, silky smooth. I'm telling you, he was dialed in early, looked extremely comfortable. And this is a very difficult track here tonight.
Whoa! Pourcel gets knocked off. He's right in the thick of that mess right there. That's Christophe Pourcel, and he can't get it going again.
Wow, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 riders that all started from the inside. I'm not sure which rider it was, but it definitely was a blue bike that came from the inside.
I don't see Stroupe at the front of this thing either. Not sure what happened to him just yet.
And it's Gerke who takes the lead
on the 34 bike.
And he's had a couple of problems qualifying this year. Has really, the heat races have been tough for him. This is just how he needed to start.
Well, there's Stroupe right there. He's worked his way up to at least 3rd now. So we could have Izzi and Pourcel in the LCQ.
Watch on the right side of your screen here. Oh, I'm sorry, that was blue riding gear on a KTM. Second look here, yeah, just way on the inside. It just stacks up.
Looks like the number 82 bike of Jack Carpenter,
yeah,
that Kawasaki.
Carpenter came in really hot, and he was way on the left and just took the whole field with him. But of course, that opens the door for these riders. There's Jesseman to the inside of Gerke through the deep sand.
And Jesseman takes the lead away. Stroupe tries to close in for 2nd. Here he comes. Oh, he almost got right inside of him. There's Carpenter rolling on the 82.
What an impressive pass with the lead by Branden Jesseman as he leaves Gerke and Stroupe in the dust.
And here comes Stroupe, still trying to set up Gerke.
Track is in great. Oh, there it is. Made it
That's
look easy.
Beautiful
wow.
pass.
Just right up the start straight there, just dirt tracked it around. And that start straight's interesting. It's really sandy right in the middle. As the night goes on, there's going to be a big sand rail, big sand berm that comes down the start area. Right now, the track just been groomed in great condition. Very smooth right now. Everything's been fixed into qualifying practice. The turns were rutted. It was bumpy in sections. But I'm telling you, the sand section leading into the whoops, you see Stroupe actually skim right across the top. That whoop section has been really difficult for the Lites riders, getting any momentum out of that sand to skim across.
Here's Pourcel.
Wow, just a mouthful of sand there.
Jeff, he's in 12th right now. Remember, he's got to get to 9th. Those are the names you see going across the top of the screen in green. Top 9 go to the main. He's got a little work to do.
Yeah, and being the points leader, being out of qualifying position in the heat race is definitely not where you want to be. Because see, this affects his starting pick for the main event. And
absolutely.
And I think the gate pick here tonight in New Orleans that.
Oh, that couldn't get the 521 of Gillis.
There he
There
goes
it
to the
is.
inside.
All right, so
nice
now
move.
that'll move him up a couple of spots. Let's see where he's at. That should be 9th.
And back to what I was saying about starting pick, I think that if you're to the right side of the doghouse, right side of the middle of the start, I think you're at a real disadvantage. So Christophe has to keep working, going forward, okay? Shake the sand off, okay? 9th or better gets you in the main. But when they combine the top 9 from each heat race, if you're 9th in the slowest heat, you need an 18th pick on the game.
Well, let's see what timing and scoring says this time across the line. And Pourcel is credited with 9, so he's at least into the main.
Yeah, but like I was saying, 18th gate pick is going to put you way on the outside.
Yeah. The only thing it does is save him some extra laps in the LCQ at this stage.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of nervousness. Nobody likes to be in that last chance qualifier, but...
Oh, there's 2 more spots right there. Oh, if he can get him. He got him.
Wow.
Ooh, look at that.
Just
right like that, he goes up to 7th, and we've got a fight for the lead brewing as well, as Jesseman has Stroupe closing in on his heels.
Jesseman on that Canada Pet Food Kawasaki.
Less than a second, Jeff, between the 2.
Followed by another Kawasaki, that Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. I'm telling you, Jesseman putting on a fine ride here in Heat 2. Stroupe, one of the fastest qualifiers.
Well, you know, Jeff,
here today, but
if Jesseman can hold on, we'd have 2 first-time heat race winners here tonight.
First time this year, yeah. Definitely. That would be
well, first time ever for Wharton, but first time this year for Jesseman.
And watch as Jesseman goes in, loses the front end just a little bit. Look how much sand comes up.
What do you do when you're that second guy?
Well, unfortunately, the goggle manufacturers have really got it dialed in these days. Oh, Stroupe gets a drive. Whoa, he's out.
Boy, he got a little too wide. Didn't even carry so much speed through there and still charges hard.
And look at
but
Jesseman
took the line, didn't he? He took the line and the checkered flag. Jesseman with a great ride on the final couple of corners takes the win. Pourcel has got himself a transfer spot, but just how far up will he get?
Well, with just a turn to go, you got to think that Pourcel right now has to be happy with this after that horrible crash off the start.
Well, he got a couple more. He got all the way to 6th. So the points leader is going on to the main. And Branden Jesseman is going to go talk to our Aaron Bates right after this. Stay with us. House this Tuesday on Speed. Your host, Jason Britton, shows you the sickest sport bike stunts, the most outrageous riders, and tips on safety and riding gear. Don't miss Superbikes with Jason Britton, Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, only on Speed. We're back to the Superdome. New Orleans, everybody having a good time here in the Big Easy. Let's show you the results from Heat 2 and 9 more riders going to the main. We showed you the top half of that group as they battle their way through. Blake Wharton's going to have some family in the main event. Tyler Wharton got it transferred. Teddy Parks is going as well. We go to Aaron.
Branden Jesseman celebrates his first heat race win of the season. He is a former East Coast Lights champion. Is that what buckles you to, or have the pressure? Is all your experience of being a champion, is that what kept Austin Stroupe out of the picture?
Well, you know, I got a decent start out there and kind of got bumped around a little bit, got by a few people and got rolling, but you know, Austin was behind me riding really good, but just need to get a good start in the main, and you know, I know I could definitely go 15 laps pretty easy, so just need to get a good start.
Congratulations on your heat race win.
Well, we got a surprise guest, sort of, for our next stop in St. Louis. Old 199's coming back. Travis Pastrana is going to race with us in St. Louis, and you'll see it next week right here on Speed. You know that's going to be exciting. Now we get ready for the last chance qualifier, and he's going to do it. Martin Davalos ready to go. Starting grid going across in the hat. Jeff, you know he's got to be in pain.
Definitely has to be in pain, but going to try to knuckle down here and get that Muscle Milk KTM into the main event. You know, it's always easier to deal with the pain now, but tomorrow morning is really when that pain sets in.
Izzi's going to go here as well. He's got to try to get it. Remember, we're only taking 2, and Matt Lemoyne is here.
So quite a few of our fastest stars here in the lights. East Coast Lights in this, only 2 spots.
Who's caught in it? Doesn't look like any of the three we mentioned earlier. There's Clark on the 77.
That's Freeze with the start.
Vince Freeze gets the early lead. Remember, oh, look at Clark with a great move up the inside. Gets him to third, but you got to be top two. And again, we don't see Izzi, Lemoyne, or Davalos up into that group.
Yeah, that's Gills in second.
The 521.
Remember, second is the bubble here. That's the final qualifying spot. And look at the train here. The riders are lined up. There's some serious talent here in this LCQ.
Izzi's back at about fifth, Jeff.
And how about Davalos comes across the line in fourth. Izzi fifth, Lemoyne sixth.
Yeah, and we heard from Erin. She called up to us just before the start of this thing, said she tried to talk to Martin, and he was just in such pain. I can't imagine how much adrenaline he needs to have pumping through his body right now to ride like that. He had a transfer spot for a second. Now he falls back to fourth.
Freeze was out there just battling left and right, had the lead, went back, picked another rider off.
Here comes
now
Clark.
He's in third.
Clark alongside. Into the deep sand, and Clark takes the lead and showers everybody behind him with sand.
And Freeze comes back into second, so now Freeze is in the qualifying spot. Oh, and it's Davalos to the inside.
Martin charges up the inside. He's got himself in there. Now, can he hang in there? He's up to third. He's got to get one more. It's Clark, Freeze, and Davalos. Lemoyne's to fourth.
Gills comes across in fifth, and Nico Izzi, one of our fastest qualifiers, in sixth right now. This is an incredible LCQ here in New Orleans. Incredibly competitive. Here's Davalos to the
look
inside.
at Martin with a great move. Contact.
They both
both go down. Oh, and Martin almost gets taken out by Lemoyne and almost gets hit again by the 521 of Gills. What a terrible night it has been for Martin.
So that's going to put Izzi past Gills. Freeze is down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be enough for Izzi. Let's find out when they come across.
Here's Clark is your leader.
He's your race leader. Clark doing a great job on the 77. Out front, holding on. He's got a 1.2 second lead at this stage. And remember, this is a very short race, just 4 laps. So they're going to have about 1 to go. Here it is, final lap. Clark, Lemoyne, Izzi now third. He's 1 spot out, Jeff. There he is.
So Lemoyne has really done a great job of working his way up. He's been a little lucky, put in a great effort. And then how about it? The battle is on. Nico Izzi, Matt Lemoyne, half a lap to go. Both riders have came through the pack, so they have the qualifying spots.
Right there.
The passing spot, excuse me. Could it be the sand section, Ralph? Is that where the difference, the sand through the whoops?
Well, that is a key spot. Here it is, right here. Oh, Izzi really fumbles through there, Jeff.
He paddles his way through. Lemoyne makes a mistake, it's close.
Oh, he's got him. Contact. He ran right to the side of him. Big contact in that corner. And Lemoyne holds on, and Izzi lost a lot of ground.
That's going to be just what Matt Lemoyne needed as he has got 3 bike links over Izzi.
Clark takes the win. Who's going to get the final transfer? He tried one final shot at him, can't get it. Matt Lemoyne takes the spot, takes a look over his shoulder, and knows he's going to the main. Izzi's going to the truck. Davalos, by the way, battled his way to 5th on a courageous run. But it's Clark and Lemoyne to the main.
When the work week.
Welcome back to New Orleans. Not one of the fastest modes of transportation through the Big Easy, but one of the more enjoyable rides. Tonight, things a little bumpier inside the Superdome and a lot more elevated, you might say. Supercross is back in New Orleans. A lot of races coming up in other parts of the country, too. Next week, St. Louis and up to Canada for a one and only stop north of the border. Hey, if you want to come see the races in person, go to www.supercrossonline.com, get some tickets, come on out to the stadium and join us for Supercross live and in person. Hey, Saturday night, catch the all-new AMA Pro Primetime on Speed, where some of the world's fastest motorcycles tear up the track in prime time, like American Superbike. Catch all the two-wheeled excitement that is AMA Pro Primetime. Series premiere Saturday night, 11 Eastern. Only here on Speed. All these fans having a great time here in Louisiana. We'll be right back for more Supercross. Supercars goes the famed tri-oval at the Daytona International Speedway, and the Supercross Lites East Coast guys put on a whale of a show. Battling through the sand, the multiple changes, and at the end, Christophe Pourcel was on the top step of the podium once again. Tonight we make a return to Louisiana. The Superdome, haven't been here since 2002. Great to get back. Big fans down here in the Big Easy as we work our way towards the end of this 2009 season for the East Coast Championship. Heat 1 winner, Blake Wharton, and Branden Jesseman got heat number 2.
Well, I'm telling you, these riders are really eager to join Ricky Carmichael as the first winner of this event.
Let's check in with Aaron.
Well, guys, I was informed by the 981 of Austin Stroupe that he was fined last weekend for unsportsmanlike conduct from the AMA for $250. Turns out the whole thing was a hoax that Mitch Payton, his team manager, had put on him. He said he wanted to teach him a lesson that not to throw your bike down or your helmet. The whole team works way too hard, and that bike has been really good to him in the past. Mitch Payton said a joke on him. These youngsters, they're easy to pull a joke on.
Well, and there's no doubt that Mitch Payton tries to teach these young guys lessons, and let's see if it pays off in New Orleans.
Well, Stroupe gets the whole shot. Maybe he learned a little something. He's focused and ready to go. Pourcel a little bit behind him, but Austin Stroupe taking an early lead here in the main event.
Tyler Wharton is second.
Yeah, and he really struggled coming out of that corner, Jeff.
Followed by Daniel Blair.
Not seeing Pourcel anywhere inside that top group.
And that's Dennis Jonan also. He's running in third. Well, Jesseman takes third.
A great three-rider battle going on here for second place. Everybody stacking up. You're not seeing Stroupe because he's checking out.
Everything really scrambled here on the first lap.
Stroupe is really taking off, Jeff. He has got himself a 3.8-second lead over Blair on the opening lap. That's big. And
that's incredible. And then the battle here between Blair, Jesseman, Wharton, Jonan.
Pourcel all the way down to 10th. Terrible start for Christophe Pourcel. It's been a bit of a rough night for him. Blair having problems here on the 125.
Yeah, but just in front of him was Wharton on the left of your screen. That was Tyler Wharton, who had second, made a huge mistake. Now, he's sitting way back in 13th. His brother, Blake, 61 on the GEICO Honda, is up into 6th. So Tyler had the advantage on little brother and gave it up there on the first lap.
Well, we saw a couple of weeks back where Tyler actually had a much better night than Blake, so they switch it back and forth.
Incredibly competitive, but right now we're taking a look at the fastest heat winner, Branden Jesseman, candidate Pet Food Kawasaki, putting on a great ride here. This is Chad Ward running in fourth. This is a really surprising start for him also. It has been an interesting night of racing, how the track is shaped up, Ralph. And I'm telling you, as we take a look here, they go through these whoops. It's one of those turns. Watch, the inside is left wide open. Blake Wharton sneaks right to the inside.
Boy. Then he almost lost it right there on that very next obstacle.
Wharton had to be reading my mind there, because that's just, this really has been the theme of the night.
Oh, one rider going down, and Pourcel's right in the middle of all that. That's the 34 of Gerke having his issues, and that's that big, nasty sand trap.
Yeah,
meanwhile, up front, nobody having problems here in the 981. He has got himself a healthy 7-second lead. I guess the joke that was played on him by Mitch Payton got through, and Austin Stroupe is focused and ready to win. And Jeff, we were talking about it earlier tonight, how he very easily could have had multi-wins already this season. He's on his way to his second win here tonight if he can hang on for some more laps.
Well, that's exactly what Austin Stroupe needs to do to get back in this championship. He's got 59 points. Christophe Pourcel, his teammates, got 97. That's a lot. Yeah. A lot of room to make up in a short championship. We're halfway through. But remember, just as quickly as a rider made those points, it can swing the other way. And in lights competition, it seems to happen like that.
Jesseman running in second. The candidate Cowie rider. Back behind him. We wait for the third place rider. Should be Blair. There he is.
Daniel Blair got this ride after Brett Metcalfe went down at Atlanta with an injury. They called him up, said, Daniel, you want to ride the GEICO Powersports Honda? He agreed. Blair is a great starter, puts himself in the position here like he has done tonight. That's why he's on the team. Also, the rookie here, Blake Wharton, working his way through up into a top 4. He's been hot and cold this season, but definitely, you know,
more hot than cold.
More hot than cold, yeah. So
there's really just that one round. I want to say it was Indianapolis where he didn't make the main event. His brother did.
Well, he's been in the spin cycle before too, right?
Oh yeah. There's a great battle going on here in this pack, including the 50 of Wil Hahn. Lemoyne should be in there, and Pourcel.
Pourcel at the back of this pack. They come across the line.
Jonan, Hahn, Lemoyne, Pourcel in that order.
And Wil Hahn to the inside. Can he? No.
Now he tries him on the outside. Has the advantage, takes it there.
Wil Hahn's put in some great rides this year, and I'm telling you, this night he's having to work his way from way back in the pack outside the top 10 now up to 6th.
But look at Pourcel slicing through here too. He just gets around 1. He's got a long way to go, obviously, but he's just picking them off, and every time he does that, grabs some more of those very valuable points.
There he's made his way past Lemoyne, and there's no doubt that Christophe Pourcel is going to be able to come through the pack. What he needs to focus on is keeping it smooth and steady. Didn't get the start that he wanted, but you definitely have to minimize the mistakes throughout the race so that you don't set yourself back anymore. And
look at that pass, Jeff. A very nice move right there as Pourcel gets around Jonan, and now he's up to 7th. And coming right back. Here's Lemoyne charging up through here as well.
And how about Matt Lemoyne having to come through the LCQ, get the final qualifying spot. Now he's up to 8th.
Well, Austin Stroupe putting on a solid performance here tonight in the Superdome. Puts in another lap, continues to extend the lead, head down, focused, and charging forward. 7.5 seconds the gap between Stroupe and Jesseman. The racing continues here in Louisiana. Austin Stroupe out front of the pack. Louisiana, that's Austin Stroupe, Ralph Shaheen, Jeff Emmick, and Aaron Bates with you. Stroupe has led this one from the drop of the gate. The Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider.
Well, right now he's got a 7.5 second lead over Branden Jesseman. Points there to Christophe Pourcel running back in 7th. Pourcel actually, with 7 to go, is the fastest rider on the track, even though you see Stroupe still really aggressive riding. And that's what you have to do when you're out front. You have to keep your head down. You have to focus on what is right in front of you. You know, meaning what is coming up. You can't get out front there. Start thinking about the checkered flag. You have to think about lap after lap doing exactly what's in front of you.
The battle for 4th is turning into a pretty good one. Blair, Durham, and Pourcel be the 3 riders fighting over this position. Blair is on the 125, the red Honda. There's Durham bouncing through that whoop section on the blue Yamaha, and then Pourcel, of course, is on the green Kawasaki. Well, he's not that close yet, Jeff, but he's going to catch these 2.
Yeah, there he is. The 125, that's Blair, and then Durham, he is putting in some fine rides here on the Star Racing Yamaha, but he's going to have some company here real quick.
Aaron, Christophe Pourcel charging his way up through the field. We show him in 6th right now.
That's right, guys, but I was informed this afternoon that he has actually been struggling really hard the last couple of weeks, not only with the flu bug, but he's actually got a problem with his digestive tract due to all of his injuries in the past. He ended up having to take some pills, and he was off his cycle of pills, and that was also altering the way he was riding, but he was able to put in a full week of riding this week, and that was the first time in a long time that he was able to do so.
Jeff, it's tough enough when you get in a situation like Aaron just described, but you got to go to your everyday job. Well, change of position here. Durham sliding past. Blair bouncing back through. Reed takes it for a second, and then Durham beats him to the sand pit. But when you have to perform as an athlete at the top of your game in something as rigorous as Supercross, it's hard to believe you can do that and run this well.
Well, there's no doubt that, you know, the sport of Supercross takes its toll on the riders' bodies, and being in top physical condition, of course, is key to the success. But then when you have, you know, flu virus, things like this that are ailing you, it makes it difficult to train. So you get out of your rhythm, and what it really affects is your energy level. And if he's got any sort of, you know, problems with taking in food, then that's, you know, really going to affect the energy and, you know, and also, you know, his recovery time, you know, once he gets done riding or once he gets done training.
Pourcel comes right alongside of Blair into the rhythm section. Got him.
Blair's just hanging tough here. He's putting in a good, solid ride here. It looks like Wil Hahn's pulling up there, but he just really doesn't have much speed-wise at this point of the race for the guys that are going past him, but he's riding a good, steady race.
Yeah.
Only problem is he's losing positions as he loses one more.
Yeah, to Wil Hahn. So Hahn gets by. That should give him 6th. And the gap from Stroupe to Jesseman is 6.1. It slipped a little at the top of the pack, but with 4 to go, I don't think there's enough time.
Well, take a look at the replay. The 981 right in the middle of your screen. Austin Stroupe, she absolutely nails the start across the whole shot line. Austin Stroupe all the way, hasn't looked back.
It has been a textbook race for Austin Stroupe, hasn't it?
Well, he needed to make up for last week. He had a really rough ride at Daytona. He was so fortunate that when he did go down there in that horrendous crash, he actually landed on a tough block and didn't have any injuries. But sometimes it takes, you know, things like that for these young riders to learn these lessons and to get focused. And the real key thing is, you know, when you make mistakes, you learn from it. You try to apply it to the future, and Austin certainly is doing that tonight.
Well, his teammates bouncing back pretty good tonight, too. Christophe Pourcel, you see him in the green Kawasaki. He is reeling in Durham in a battle for 4th in the closing stages of this one. 3 to go.
Well, there's no doubt when you talk about having bad nights, that quote from the greatest of all time, Ricky Carmichael, he said you win championships on your bad nights and you salvage points. There's no doubt that Christophe Pourcel now, as he works his way trying to pick off 4th place, that he's going to salvage points after just a horrible start. I mean, he's got a good points lead. He's been riding incredibly steady, but the real mistake here was off at the start.
He's really gaining ground on Durham. And 2 laps remaining to the inside. Can he get it here? No. Durham got a good drive out of the corner, holds him off to the next corner. But look at that, Pourcel right inside. That's the first mistake he's made since the start. Got that wheel in there. They banged wheels, and he lost some time. Now, is that going to be enough for Durham to stay out front? But look at Pourcel through the whoops, Jeff. He's so much quicker, and then Durham just drops the bike at the end of the whoops. And that is the battle for 4th, and Stroupe takes the white flag. So Stroupe now with just 1 to go. Jesseman sits in 2nd, 5 seconds back. Wharton running well in 3rd.
Well, this is going to be 7 points for Austin Stroupe that he'll make up on the championship leader, Christophe Pourcel. 7's better than losing or tying, so he's got to be happy with this ride and happy with that 7 points.
Well, and racking up as many wins as he can between now and the end of the season would be huge. And then he'll have a shot with that East-West shootout coming up at Sam Boyd Stadium the first weekend in May, which will be a huge opportunity for him as well. Celebrating here as Austin Stroupe takes a checkered flag to win in the Superdome. The Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team taking the win here in Louisiana. Stroupe is now a 2-time winner on the tour. We'll be right back to talk to him. Is the Superdome. These fans just watched Austin Stroupe take the victory here tonight. Here's the results from the main event. Branden Jesseman with a nice run up to second, and Blake Wharton. Another fine performance by the rookies. He's on the podium once again. Also on the podium is Austin with our Aaron Bates.
Austin Stroupe leading that race from start to finish. Coming into tonight's round, he was 38 points behind his teammate Christophe Pourcel. With that being said, Austin, you had mentioned that takes all the pressure off and you just get to go out there and have fun. How much of a difference does that make?
You know, it sucks not being in contention with the title, but it's good to come out here and have fun, and new stadium, new track, and just bad luck last weekend, but, you know, I've worked hard, so, you know, I came here, did what I did, and it's awesome, and couldn't thank enough people, my trainer, everybody, Monster Energy, Pro Circuit Kawasaki, Thor, Maxima, Bridgestone, Scott, Vans, Terminal Velocity, my trainer, Michael, my mom and dad, Johnny O'Mara, and Dr. G. Thanks.
Congratulations on your victory and moving yourself into second overall.
Well, he's really going to be looking forward to Las Vegas. Sam Boyd Stadium that first weekend in May. That's where we wrap up the year for the big Supercross class. But the Lites guys get together with the East and West Coast and run the East-West shootout. The only time they get to battle each other. It's not for points, but prize money and a lot of pride. Here's the points. Pourcel has a 31-point lead over Stroupe. Aaron?
Well, you could consider it a perfect night for a rookie from start to finish, winning his heat race. What does this do for your confidence making it up onto the podium for the first time in your career?
It gives me a lot. I know I can go into next week and try to do the same thing and have another good week.
Congratulations on a sweet success.
SpeedTV.com has the most comprehensive AMA racing coverage with expert analysis, videos, results, and news stories posted as soon as they become available. No one covers AMA racing better than SpeedTV.com. Go now and enter keyword AMA. We're going right back to Aaron.
Branden Jesseman, once again, he was the one that took that heat race win as well. Branden, what was it about tonight that you were just able to put it all together?
I don't know, you know, I mean, it's just one of those nights, you know, everything came together. It was a pretty easy night, actually, compared to last weekend. It was a horrible weekend, but, you know, my candidate, Motorsport, Kawasaki, Scott, everyone, Pro Circuit, you know, everyone behind me just let me kept working hard and got me up there. Congratulations
on a terrific performance.
Well, these guys all load up the transporters next, and their next stop is St. Louis. You'll see it here on Speed. Supercross Lites East Coast, round 6. That's March 15th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Speed. Jeff, it was great getting back here to New Orleans. What did you think of Austin Stroupe's performance?
Well, it was what a way to bounce back after that terrible crash at Daytona and prove that he is, you know, a championship contender. He's got a lot of points to go. He's going to have to get lucky, but certainly prove that he can win races here tonight.
Sure going to make that East-West shootout interesting too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, by the time we get to Vegas, there'll be a bunch of main event winners lined up there.
Yeah, and a lot of them could be wearing the Pro Circuit green colors too, because the guys are good on both the East and West. You'll see Supercross coming up next from here in New Orleans, so stay with us for that as well. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from the Superdome. Congratulations to Austin Stroupe.